Hello, welcome to my channel, another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and this is week 2 of my 20-week project to read 20 of the greatest short stories of the 20th century. I am reading them roughly in chronological order, and the story I read this week was The Dead by James Joyce, the final short story in his collection Dubliners, originally published in 1914. Reading some comments on the internet, I am told that this is a great story about the Irish identity. I'm really not an expert on Irish identity, so I'm just going to have to let that portion of the short story slide without any further comments. This is the story of an Irish family having a Christmas party, and there is heavy snow falling in Ireland. And the main character is essentially Gabrielle. He's sort of a part-time book reviewer who shows up to this party a little bit late. It is run by his aunts, and they're having some musical entertainment. They have a drunk relative named Freddie who provides some humorous relief with his, just being a drunk man coming in and gathering around the elegant people. But what is more important about this story, and what I took out of it, is the idea that Joyce presents to us that the dead, even though they are dead, are still among the living. And there are more dead than the living. And even the living will eventually be joining the dead as other people's memory. And this is brought to light towards the end of the story. Gabrielle has his wife Greta, and they've gone home from the party. And Greta is feeling rather melancholy because one of the people sang an Irish song to entertain the guests. And this song was a song that a young man sang to her when she was a young woman. And they were madly in love, the way young people can be madly in love. But this young man died in his youth. And to Greta, he died because of her. The young man was not very healthy. And at one point, he was kind of sick, and it was raining. And he went out to see Greta in the rain. And he basically, I guess, caught the death of, death by cold. And this is the song that she heard that this young man used to sing to her. And she was just so in love with him. And this song brought back the memories of her longing and her love, and perhaps ultimately of regret. And you get the impression that this was the love of her life. And maybe that the love she feels for her husband is just a substitute, perhaps. And that is what brings Gabrielle, when his wife just finally just crashes out for the night, to start thinking about the living and the dead and what that all means to us. Because this boy has been dead for a long time, but he's still living within her, in her memories, and all the fondness that she used to think for him. And that is a powerful image to think about, because until this night, you get the idea that Gabrielle knew nothing of this young man and this love his wife held for her. And it was a secret that she contained within herself. And that also goes to show that even though we live with our partners, perhaps they contain secrets that we don't know about, that there are dead in their lives that they are still remembering. And that is what is powerful for me, the final image of the living and the dead, and the snow falling upon Dublin, Ireland. Now, As I said in a previous video, what I am going to be doing is ranking these short stories from favorite to least favorite, or least favorite to favorite, however you want to rank that. And I will be putting the rank in the description below of this video, just saying where they go. Well, I'm only at story 2, so the ranking's not too difficult. There was To Build a Fire by Jack London last week, and of course, The Dead this week. Now, The Dead is a finer crafted story. I think it has more depth intellectually, and perhaps more emotional depth. But as for stories go, To Build a Fire really kicks ass onto the Dead. I'm sorry for people who really like Joyce, but that's how I'm going to rank them. And next week, we will see where the third story fits in. Thank you so much for watching, and keep on reading short stories.